Hello guys and welcome back to episode 33 of the 10-minute modeling challenge. My name is Stefan Persson, also known as Imphenzia. If you've got a keen eye, you'll see that from last week's video I look pretty much exactly the same. I've got the same top on, E to extrude, S to scale. I've got the same length beard, same length hair, everything's the same. And that's because I'm recording this at the same day as I did the last episode, because when you're watching this, I'll be in Gotland having a good time with my family. I'm off for vacation, but I'll still hopefully be able to be in the chat for the premiere. Today I'm going to be modeling a little computer room with some walls, maybe a bookshelf, table, computer, monitor, window, curtains, things like that. Ready? Steady? Go! We're off! Yes, tab into edit mode. Control, slice it down. Scale, Shift Z 2. I'm going to make a small computer room here. Actually, I'll bring this up as well. Control R to do some loop cuts here. There and here, and then we'll just bring these walls up like so. Oh no, E to extrude 2.5 meters maybe I should do, and then A to select everything, white walls, and then a brown floor. Here I'll start with the table, Shift D to duplicate it, scale it down to maybe 0.5 and make it 2 meters wide, scale X to there, move it into there. And then I'm going to move it up actually, GZ 0.8 meters up, roughly a table height. E to extrude that on. We'll do some table legs straight away. So that's face, Shift D to duplicate it, scale X, make it into a square a bit. E to extrude, no, let's bring the edge down to there. E to extrude, L to select linked, L to select the linked top view, Alt Z to see through. Shift D, move it to there. L to select the link, Shift D, and move it to there. That's it, that's our table. Okay, I'll have to bring it down a little bit so we don't see it through. Shift D, let's make a monitor. E to extrude the foot. L to select the link to actually make it black. Scale it down, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, E to extrude, S to scale. S to scale, Y axis, E to extrude, monitor. And I to inset, E to extrude, make it dark blue. Here, let's make a keyboard. Shift E to duplicate that one, make it black, E to extrude it to there. And here, let's put a computer on the floor here. So scale Y, bring it down to there. So I got a washing machine making a lot of noise in the background. Hopefully it's not too disturbing. And here, let's put a speaker here for a monitor for anyone who's making music. We'll bring it to there, E to extrude that on. I'm going to make that one black too. Keep it stylish, modern. Shift D, scale it down, scale Z. Control, right click and do subdivide, F3, circle. And then I'm going to do them like mine. They're a bit black like this, E to extrude, I to inset. I to inset again. Move it in. Actually, I'll color that one yellow. I think my speakers are here. And I to inset that on. And then it's a black core. Rocket 5 speakers or something I've got. Control plus, black core. Yeah, there we go. Then I'll move this one down to there. Shift D to duplicate it. S to scale it down. Make it small there. L to select the link, top view, rotate them in towards the listener center. Rotate. There we go. And a chair maybe. Shift D to duplicate that tabletop. Scale Y, that's Y. Scale it down a bit more. Down, E to extrude. Oh, should make it black as well. A lot of black stuff here. Bring it down to there maybe. And then here, let's just do E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude. E to extrude again, and then let's see, Alt E, individual faces, period, individual origins, comma, normal, rotate, Y axis, move it down, and E to extrude that one down. That should be all right. And now let's do a back seat here as well. Oh, not a back seat. Well, I'm not making a car. E to extrude that one, and I should make this black maybe as well. Or There's a lot of black stuff here. Let's do this. Control plus a few times and make it silver legs. Okay, how am I doing? 533. I should make maybe a little light here. Shift D, scale it down, scale Y. That's Y. I keep saying that. Shut up about that. I to inset, E to extrude, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, E to extrude, S to scale. Control plus 3 times, 4 times or whatever. Yellowwood as well. I have to move it to there. Okay, maybe a bookshelf now. I'll have to slide the whole room actually, because I need to fit a bookshelf here. So, or first a window. Shift D, scale, move that onto there. E to extrude, I to inset. Hello, I to inset. I actually didn't put proportional editing on. Scale. E to extrude that on. Let's make it night outside, because it's a computer room after all. Shift D to duplicate that one. We'll borrow this one for the curtain thing. Scale Y. And then here we'll borrow that one. Scale for some curtains. Scale Y. And then E to extrude that on. I have to grab the underneath there and move it down to there. So little curtain panels here. Should we make them green? Shift D, duplicate them too. There we go. Now, let's make a Shift D on the whole thing there again. I'll borrow the wall here for, see, I'm gonna make a bookshelf. 4 minutes to go. Time is flying so fast. Literally. So there's our bookshelf. I to inset, E to extrude, and then borrow this face here for some Shift D, E to extrude that one down, move that one in, L to select the link, Shift D, Shift D. Okay, let's make some books now as well. 3 minutes. We'll borrow that one, Shift D, scale Y, scale X, scale Y, E to extrude. And here, what should we do? I'll do Alt select that, Shift select that one, I to inset, Alt E to extrude along normals, and do white pages, G. And then we can't have a brown book in a brown bookshelf. Start with the black one. L to select link, Shift D, scale it down, smaller book here. Maybe I can do some variation at least. So G, move that onto a red book, Shift D, scale up again, scale maybe on the X, make it a flatter one. Move it in and make that one blue. Shift D, scale. Oh, a big book. Big book of lies, maybe. Whatever that comes from. Let's see. Scale Y, Z. Okay. Maybe a blue book. Blue book of lies. Where am I getting lies from? So, smaller book here. A grey one. Shift D. Here's a really wide one. It's like a C# manual or something. Really massive. Okay, brown. That one can be light brown. Shift D, and here let's make one scale X. Rotate. 2 minutes to go. I'll rotate. Here we can have a few laying down as well. Rotate. Oh, I'm still on. I have to switch the axis. Z. There. Got a yellow book here. Yellow pages. Does that even exist anymore? Scale it down, scale Z, rotate Z, and there we go. G. That can be orange. Okay, so we should have maybe a carpet or a rug. Shift D. E to extrude that one. Red carpet. Fancy. Gonna be annoying to have that chair wobbling on that one. Just gonna have to live with that. Scale. Let's make a bed as well. Scale Y. Move it to there. Scale X, scale up. Okay, E to extrude the whole thing. L to select the link. How am I doing? 113. Okay, we should hopefully fit this bed in there. So let's just make the whole thing white. G, I'll steal a leg from the table. L, top view, Shift D, G to move it, Alt Z to see through, and scale it maybe. I have to scale them. That's very long legs for. Oh. What have I done? Ah! Scale Z. I messed up the viewport a little bit. Okay, that's gonna have to do. Shift D. clicking all over the place. L, Shift D, move it to there. And I've got 37 seconds. I should do maybe like a Minecraft looking bed. Will do. So just Alt select that one. Red bedding. Maybe just E to extrude that one. S to scale that one down. Scale. Okay, white. And then let's put some painting or something here. It's not going to be a painting though, because it's just going to be a whiteboard. That'll be a bit simpler to do. 14 seconds for a whiteboard. I to inset, the simplest thing I'd probably have to do ever. Let's do that one. Let's make it fancy with a nice chrome edge. And that's the most empty bookshelf ever. Oh, time's up. Dismiss. Okay, so we're missing a few things in the... Oh, I managed to do a whiteboard anyway. At least it's white. I got that right. So let's see. Let's recap what I managed to do here. And we've got a room with 2 walls. It's just like a diorama, I guess. We've got a table. We've got a monitor, a keyboard, 2 speakers. I guess I've rotated them so we can count them as 2. Do you think? We've got a lamp, a chair, a computer, a window, a curtain bar, 2 curtains, a rug, a bookshelf with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books, plus a bed, that's 23, plus a whiteboard, that's 24. So 24 items in 10 minutes. I thought I'd be able to do a little bit more. I wanted to fill some things up in the bookshelf here. Maybe a plant pot or maybe a sculpture, whatever sculpture that would have been. Maybe a printer. Okay. I'll have to do some practicing. A no radiator, it's going to be freezing in there. Why would a whiteboard be over the bed? That's our little computer room for this week. Short and sweet. And the tip for this week is going to be, I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it again because I think it's so useful. It's the duplicate face method to create separate objects. Basically, everything was created from, well, obviously the default cube. So you just pick a face and then you duplicate it. That's so lame. So the tip this week, do everything in a scene like this. Just Shift D the out of things. And then just right click to snap it back where it was, scale it, and then press the different axes that you want to scale and extrude. The whole video this week was a tip. Let's add some more just and talk through it here, shall we? So everything is basically duplicating a face and then making something new out of it. Let's say we wanted to put a little printer here. Shift D, scale it down a little bit, scale on the Y-axis, and then you should really change the color first. I kept missing that, and then you E to extrude it. And then I to inset that one. Let's make a paper tray here. Scale Z, E to extrude that one up. And then here's a little trick as well. You can select these 2 faces, of course. Do I to inset, E to extrude it down. And maybe we'll move this one out again to make some sort of a tray here as well, where the papers land maybe. So we'll just bring that out to there. And if you wanted to put a little control panel here as well, again, Shift D to duplicate that whole face. S to scale that one. Move it up to there. Maybe move it in and E to extrude. And then L to select the link and then color it. So that could be like the little control panel for this scanner / printer. Here's another thing. Sometimes when you extrude, it'll look transparent and then you've extruded in the wrong direction. Let's put a computer mouse here. So Shift D to duplicate the whole table. Scale it down, scale on the Y-axis. If I scale up now, you see it looks all right. But if I go, before we extrude it, let's extrude it down. You see that it's all transparent. So you could either L select that one and do Shift N to flip the normals, or you could have just done it, extruded it up in the first place. So keep that in mind. And for that to see, sometimes you trick yourself. I hate when that happens, but it's because you have forgotten or didn't know about it to enable backface culling. Because then, when I do something like this, Shift D, scale it down, bring it up, it looks perfectly fine, even though I did it down. But we're tricking ourselves because the backface culling here was telling us that it wasn't telling us the truth. So now you know that as well. Let's make a computer mouse here. I'll just do I to inset and bring that one up. And this is going to be one of those old Apple mouses that for some odd reason didn't have a mouse button. The most weird thing I've ever seen. You click the whole mouse down. It's criminal. Okay, a radiator. Let's put one here as well. take the whole thing here, the whole wall, Shift D to duplicate it, scale it down, move it in, scale Z, E to extrude it, Control R maybe 8 times. Let's loop select a few of these. Actually, let's do these instead. So we get the edges. Oop. So I'm just holding the Alt key here and missing most of the keys apparently. I to inset. Period. Individual origins. S to scale that one. Scale maybe Y again. And then make them darker. So that could have been a radiator. And if you wanted a pipe to come out here as well, Shift D, scale. I guess you got the message like from the first time I did this. There's a Swedish saying slå in öppna dörrar, which you mean like kick in open doors or punch in open doors. Means basically, oh, there's another one, teaching your grandma to suck eggs or something. Whatever that means. That's a strange. It's even more strange. E to extrude. That goes down in the ground, for example. So that could have been a radiator there. What else should we put? Let's just go crazy. Let's put some more stuff here. Let's do a little painting here as well. I know you got the message because you're clever guys and girl. I keep missing that. There's quite a few women now as well. And I still have to make merch for women. I've got some yoga pants. But someone wanted a tank top, or a couple even. So I'm going to have to make sure I update my merch line with that. So let's I to inset that one, E to extrude it. L select everything, make a brown frame, and black there. So obviously the paintings look really boring now. That's one thing we could have worked on. Let's make a plant pot. Scale Y. And if we wanted to make it round, here's a little trick. So when you've got, I did it for the speaker here, but let's do it for this one as well. Just right click on it when the face is selected and do subdivide ones. F3 and then do circle to circle it. And that creates a nice round shape. And for that to work, you have to have loop tools enabled in your add-ons. So keep that in mind as well. Scale it down, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, I to inset, and E to extrude. L to select the link and make a blank pot here. And then this has to be dirt, of course. There we go. And then we'll put something in the middle here. Let's do... here's another one. Shift D to duplicate that one. And here's a funny one. When it's only got 4 quads like this, or when it's got 4 corners, try this as well. F3, circle that one. Turns it into a square. Didn't expect that, did you? But there's no thing called square maker. So I'm using the circle maker to make a square. Perfect. E to extrude that one. And let's just do E to extrude, S to scale. Bring that one down. E to extrude, S to scale. Rotate, E to extrude. Rotate, E to extrude. E to extrude. Rotate, E to extrude. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting this one as well. This one is so powerful. You can just right click, of course. Control right click, scale. Control right click, G. Control right click. And then rotate to there. Ooh, there's one tiny thing. Right click, scale, rotate, control right click, scale, and bring it up to there. And then here, let's do the same for this thing. Control right click, rotate, control right click, scale, control right click, rotate, scale. Okay. And then here we can just select this whole thing. This used to be green. And this is pretty much the way my plants look most of the time because I keep forgetting to water them. So let's just kill that leaf off. And let's kill that one off as well. So, don't know, can you hear the washing machine? I have to try to edit that out with some filter or something. I'm so sorry about that. So here we go. That's it. It's our dead plant there. How fitting. What else could we put here? Let's see. We'll put a paper tray. E to extrude. Let's just cut a few lines here. Control R for some loop cuts. There's probably a faster way to do this item. E to extrude that one. Shift D to duplicate that face. And E to extrude this one. This is a paper. A stack of paper, the neatest stack of papers ever. L to select link, that one could be great. And everything looks too perfect, so let's rotate Z-axis. L, rotate Z-axis. So there. Of course, some cans as well. So Shift D, scale it down. F3, circle, scale it down. Here we go. Right click, subdivide, circle again, scale it down. And here are some cans now. E to extrude that one. L to select, make it that color. Actually, let's bring that one up. Alt select that one. Control I to invert the selection. That doesn't work. So, and now it's starting to rain outside as well to make even more sounds for me. It's going to be challenging to edit. So there we go. I'll just do E to extrude that one. Control plus, make it silver. I think that should be sufficient. Control R, let's make some, I don't know what can this is. Well, let's make something here. Height inset, just some random text there. And I guess we could make a little drinking thing here as well. Make it black. L to select the linked, bring it down to there. And then just do like a nice little pyramid here that someone rotates Z, Shift D, rotate Z. Maybe too perfect. Shift D, rotate Z, move it to there. Shift D, duplicate it here. Rotate Z, Shift D, there. Rotate Z, Shift D, rotate Z, Shift D, move it up. Rotate Z, and then this one has fallen down. Rotate X. There it is. Shift D, rotate Z, rotate Y, and put it there. And this one is a bit squashed. G to move that down. That one's a bit squashed too. Some raging going on. Some rage, game rage. Or Blender crash rage. Maybe that one's bent too. Looks like dynamite. I don't think it is. Oh yeah, some product boxes maybe we can have. Scale, scale Y. Scale. Back in the day when you used to, before you bought digital stuff. Okay, I extruded that one the wrong way. E to extrude it down. L to select the linked white. And then Control R, loop cut it. Remember when you used to get these nice pristine boxes and then it was just like a DVD or a CD inside? Maybe 3 diagonal, I to inset some flashy product logo stuff going on here. So that was one thing. And then we had another box. That looks like a console of some sort. Here as well, like the collector's edition of some old computer game. This is one big collection. Control R, Control R. This was like the gold package that you bought for $900. There. That's it. I to inset that one. Just get color there. Some flashy game. You got the map and everything in it, like Myst or something. L, rotate Z. If you wanted to curl the shades, the panels here as well, like a bit, make them a little bit different. Control R. Maybe 8 cuts, Control R. Oop. Control R on this one, 8 cuts. Control R, Control R. And then here, just do random here for proportional. And we should do Alt O actually to get connected only. And then G to move it. Let's see, G to move it to the side a bit. Because these have not been ironed. G to move that on. G to move it. G to move that on. So, bit different. We could have done something similar here as well. If we do the linked here, let's make everything of that white instead. And then do Shift D, scale this one down. E to extrude it. And then here we could just do Control right click, rotate. Whoa, got proportional on. Rotate. Okay, rotate X axis, E to extrude that on. Here we go. And then now we just do Control R, do a bunch of loop cuts, Control R, a bunch of loop cuts. L to select the linked, still a red. Then G, O to select this one again, and then just crinkle this bedding up. Now the washing machine is done, just when I'm about to finish this video. And I guess we should actually do this. We'll just do G to move that on. Do smooth now instead. G to move it. R to rotate it. G to move that one. Rotate. G. That probably looks a bit more appropriate to rock hard pillow anyway. So, a few more items in the room there, just for fun. And the quick tip this week was to do Shift D to duplicate, like I did the first thing. Like I've showed before, like you already know, but it's make use out of it. It's pretty good. That's gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back next Thursday for another episode of the 10-minute modeling challenge. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, don't give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to see more Unity and Blender related stuff, feel free to do so. And until next week, have a great one, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.